All right, come on in. Come in. Hey, Limitless 52. Come on in, everyone. Let's do this today. All right, come on in. Come in. There go you, Pasky. Good morning, Mama. Mama Betty. Hey, Vic. Big Mac. Good to see you guys. Come on in. We have once again another very interesting topic that we are going to discuss today. This is the month of empowerment, and it might lead into next month because I believe every topic that I bring is to give you some type of empowerment as to you making the decision which way you want to go. For all of you who my first time being on here, I am Mama Wade, and you are checking in. If you want to send me a message or speak to me in any type of way, you can send it to my email, www.jolindawade.com. And in there, you will be able to put in the information or ask the question that you will want to talk with me about. Okay. And also, if you want to watch this program or any of the programs that I have done again, well, this year I am on YouTube. So you go to my YouTube channel, check in with Mama Wade. Check in with Mama Wade. And there you can be able to see all of the topics, which is for your well-being, and they are for empowerment that'll be able to help you to be able to get to that place of being your better health, better me, better health self. All right. So listen, today I have another amazing guest, and she's very dear to my heart. She's actually one that God brought into my life that have been able to help me to live my better me, better health self. All of the information and knowledge she gave me was really a light. A light simply went on because I had no idea all of the benefits that was attached to the service that she was giving me, and some of the services that I have in other places. And some of you might be experiencing these services as well. What are you talking about, Mama Wade? I'm glad you asked. I'm talking about massages. We're going to talk about today the benefits of massages and why we should get them. If it's at least once a month, if you can do it more than once a month, if you can do it more than once a week, it will be so beneficial for your life. Massages can be a powerful tool to help you take charge of your health and your well-being. It was a time massages was just done in luxury places, but now you find massages in businesses, you find massages in clinics, in hospitals, even in the mall. When you walk through the mall, you see a place set up that will give you some type of massage, even as a massage chair, and even in airports. So they saw how important massages was to people. Why would they put them all there? So now I'm going to bring up my guest. Her name is Giovanni, and she is amazing. Giovanni, welcome to Check In with Mama Wade, Better Health, Better Me. And I see you wearing one of the tees. Thank you so much for being a part of my show today. I text you this morning and I let you know how this day is important to me because you are a very busy lady. And for you to take this time out for me, I hold it very dear to my heart. And I thank you very much for it. So let's get on it. I know they're saying, well, we didn't come on really to hear you babbling, Mama Wade. We want to get some information about massages and really what's the benefits of massages. Tell us, first of all, tell the audience a little bit about yourself, how you got started into being this masseuse, and what brought you into this place.
Well, what I've shared with you in the past is massage kind of found me. I was definitely not part of my plan. I knew nothing about it when I first got exposed to it. I was 17 years old and got in a little fender bender. And my dad referred me to a medical massage therapist who rehabbed me and got me where I needed to be. I had little whiplash, so a lot of back and neck pain that I've never experienced before. And through that process, she helped heal my body. So I got really intrigued by it and asked her a lot of questions. And she said, I think you should be a massage therapist. And I said, no way, no way. I'm gonna go get a business degree. Gonna work at some corporate job. I'm like, no, I don't like touching people. It's just not for me. But she dropped a little seed. And so while I was in college, it was in the back of my mind. So I took a summer school. I took it off and I took a course. And once I found out what the benefits of massage were and how healing it can be, I fell in love with it, with anatomy and the physiology of the body and how we have the power to heal ourselves through physical touch. So that was 22 years ago.
Wow.
I'm doing massage.
Praise God. Did you guys hear that? And I love how you brought out the importance of a masseuse, or knowing the anatomy of the individual's body. So that means when we lay on your table, every parts of our body. And
Right.
That's important. And we're going to talk about why it's important that they know the anatomy of our bodies. Share with the audience then today, and like I told you, I'm basically going to let you flow. Share with us today then the benefits that a person gets from having massages.
Well, I think the top benefit for me that I found over the course of the years is that you really get in tune with your body and the awareness. So the massage therapist is going to communicate with you during a session and let you know, like, this is what I'm finding. And you're like, you know what, I was feeling that, a couple weeks back, but kind of like suppressed it, forgot about it. It'll bring you back to your body. It'll bring you back to focus. That to me is like the number one thing that I look for when I'm providing a service with someone. Like when I, do a recap or see them again, like, well, how are you feeling? How did you feel after last week's session? What can we do different? But I think the main other factors are it's going to increase circulation. It's going to increase blood flow. You're going to be able to not feel sore after a workout, or you're not going to be in so much pain. You're going to sleep better. You're going to sometimes use the bathroom if you're a little backed up. You're going to feel lighter. You're just going to, I don't know anyone who leaves a massage session is like, it's like instant gratification. You're like, I feel so much better than before.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of times we don't know that we need it. I mean, many times, actually, guys, she is my masseuse, my personal masseuse. And I thank God for my son for letting her be a part of my life. She takes care of my son and his wife's Gabrielle Union's mother. So they take care of their mothers in that way. And they give us Shivani. And I remember the first time when Shivani did come over, I was having a lot of issues going on, and my body used to just tighten up. And to the point where it was all in my head. And she came in and she did exactly like she said she would do. So what's going on? And I'm almost getting emotional. And we started communicating from there. And I told her, because I felt like I was dying, to be honest with you. I felt like I was dying. I had no understanding of why I was so tight and what was really going on. And once she found out what was going on with me, by her now knowing the anatomy of my body, she just went and she, how they put on the music, guys, and that's to, relax us out and to, put us in a mindset where we're basically comfortable. And all I know is when I got off that table, I said, wow, I needed that. All that tension, plus I had a medical thing going on. Everything was relax down. My body felt like my body again. And it did help me to become more aware of it. Also, it shows that we know that massages, and a lot of you might not know that, in this world that we live in today, there are so many stressors. There's so much going on. We know with the COVID, now the monkeypox, your job, your house. A lot of you are dealing with so many different jobs. Some of you got 2, 3 jobs. A lot of you are dealing with things going on school, and school finna come back. So other things. So it's a lot of things that our human body deals with that eventually have effect. So let's talk about how massages is great for a person who is stressed.
It is extremely helpful with anxiety, depression, stress. Everyone has our daily stresses, and it's hard to release that from your body, and we feel it in our body. Like you said, when I first met you, it was in your neck, it was in your back. You know, we harbor stress in our body. And in order to release that, we have to find ways, whether that's massage, acupuncture, chiropractic work, through exercise, because as we know, stress, it kills. It brings on disease. It brings even more anxiety and stress. So by providing a service that can help alleviate that, is such a great responsibility that I take extremely serious, because you have to hold space for people to release it. And it has to be a relationship where they can trust you to be able to let go.
Yes, yes. Yes. Oh my God. So listen, I want to talk about, and some of you all I know out there, good afternoon, Lucy. Some of you all out there I know have had some massages where when you left the table, you either felt like they had beat you up, or you felt like you had not even had a massage. What's going on there, Giovanni, when we leave the table and we feel that way?
Well, you've had a recent experience with that, and we talked about it. And sometimes you're getting a service from someone that's it's just like they're going through the motions. They're not trying to connect with you. They're not listening to you. They're not communicating, and they're not making adjustments. I think the biggest thing in a session is for a massage therapist to not be prideful. Like, it's your session. I tell you that all the time. I'm like, today might call for us, doing some deeper work. Other times it might be that you're feeling really stressed and you didn't sleep well. So you have to do something that's a little bit more relaxing so that you can feel like you might need to take a nap. So I think you really have to be in tune with what the person needs on your table, and
Yes.
listen to their body. Sometimes you get on a table and you're like, oh gosh, this is a lot. I feel like I'm about to pass out. This person is really like, it's too deep for me. And as a therapist, we should be in tune with like your breathing changes, so we're like, that's when you do a little check-in, like, is the pressure okay? And you, as the person on the table, need to feel at liberty to express yourself and say, actually that is a bit much. And then we adjust, because it is your session, it's your time. So a lot of times therapists are on autopilot. They do a very cookie cutter massage. They're not addressing, your issues. It's just what they did for the last person, because they're just trying to get people in and out, in and out. And that's at every level. That's, from massage school all the way up to, your high end spas. So it's definitely listening is key, and also giving feedback. Like, it's kind of not what I needed today, and feeling comfortable enough to have that communication with the therapist.
Yeah, one of my guests, Cynthia Manuel, she was saying that she have had many bad massages. And she says there's a certain language we have to search for when we're taking a massage, a certain language.
I'm not really sure what she means by that. I think you definitely need to know what your needs are, and we've talked about that before, you establishing that at the beginning of the service. So it could be that, like I said, you just want to relax. So the pressure is going to be a little bit lighter. The strokes are going to be longer. You know, You might use aromatherapy during that session, like lavender or chamomile, something that's going to really put the body at ease and get your central nervous system to relax. Other
Good.
need something that's more firm and deep. Or if you're athletic and you've been working out really intense, it might cause for a sports massage and stretching or deep tissue where afterwards you have a release, but you could be sore for 2 days. But that's a communication from the very beginning.
Okay. Okay. I got one of my guests says, I'm going through that right now. I'm so overwhelmed. That's why, Lucy, is great that I'm praying that this show today empower you to let you know that it's okay to go and take that time out for yourself. And that's what Shivani let me know. It's okay to take these moments for yourself and, allow the treatment, allow the, well, you know what? I'm not going to call it a treatment, allow the therapy, because we get
Right.
therapy in so many different areas. And a lot of people didn't know that massage is called it's a therapy, and allow the session. And I'm telling you, every time she leaves, I just feel so vitalized. I'm relaxed. Because I have a lot that I do too. I do my show, and I don't just get on the show and bring people on. I have to prepare for the show. And also I have my Bible study that I do every Thursday. I have to prepare for it, and sometimes I'm more mentally beat up
Right.
than I am physically. But she know how to calm, and she know how being overwhelmed, Lucy, and she know how to calm and take that moment for me, not take it, but give me that moment where I'm able now to become my better me, better health self, and it's amazing. Let me ask you a question, Shivani. How often should a person get massages?
I think that's a question for each individual. It's about maintenance, right? So it could be that initially you're addressing a concern, whether it's a health condition or an injury, and it might call for, once a week, and then you can kind of taper off when you start feeling better. Or it could be it's something based on your income that you can only afford once a month, or it could be the type of massage that you can get. I mean, we talked about reflexology. There's a lot of places that offer just foot massage and hand massage that can have great benefits when it comes to tension in your body, as well as relieving your feet and your hands that we don't take care of as much as we should, and everything
Yes.
happen. So it really depends on the person and their financial situation. But I feel like once a month is ideal just for maintenance. And then you can also do things for self care that don't call for something that could be so pricey. And that could be stretching, that could be yoga, that could be taking a walk. I think it really just boils down to taking the time out for yourself and knowing that you are worthy of that time, and allow
Great.
yourself to do that.
Yeah. Good, good. I know. So one of the ladies, Cynthia, she said, I'm totally setting up services for my mother. Thank you for sharing this message. She's going to get her mama in there. And that's good, Cynthia. That's good, because sometimes guys is cool. Hey, mom, go into the place and talk to the people before
Right.
your mom in there, and let them know a little bit about her, let them know if she have any type of issues, and ask some information about their therapist. How many therapists do you have here? Because a lot of them can be, like Shivani was saying, some of them is just like next. We talked about that. It was like, I think I was at Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and my son wanted us to really enjoy ourselves. And I felt like I was in a meat factory next. And it was a big, beautiful spa. I mean, they had everything in there, but the massage was terrible. It was horrible. And I did let the lady know that she didn't meet my need. I had to let her know that, because I left out of there feeling like, what just happened? What just happened? Now, I told Shivani, my body and my son, and we say the same thing, it's probably spoiled to her, but it's not that. It's the energy that Shivani is able to meet when it's concerning our bodies. And let's talk about the energy of an individual and the energy of the therapist.
Well, we've shared before many a times, like I care about you as a person, like the whole person. So yes, I come to massage you, but we talk about diet, we talk about exercise, we talk about sleep. So you're really taking the whole person and trying to add to their life and their lifestyle so that it can be a healthy lifestyle, so that you can maintain that time in between. But I think, especially as I've gotten older in my craft, energy is something that is very sacred to me. So to hold that space for people, it's really important to me and to you, so that you can be vulnerable, so that you can allow me to come in and help you with the tools that I could provide, and we could share that space together. Sometimes it could be, you find a therapist is very scattered. Like, I make sure that I maintain on my way to working on someone, I'm like, make sure that my heart and my mind is clear so that I can give you everything that I have so that I can help you. So I feel like when you meet someone, that's part of it. When you're kind of interviewing a therapist or you're trying someone for the first time, like, do I connect with this person on not just like a business relationship, but how it's a little bit deeper than that. It's a very intimate space that you share with that person. So energy is important.
That's true. I love that. I love that because a lot of people don't focus on their energy. And when we say energy, guys, we're talking about and some of you might have experienced it, where certain people come around and you can feel their energy. You can know, it's something about that person, and it don't attract to your energy. You can feel that it's something that's that might be poison there, in an individual. That's the same thing when you are having your massage, and when you're doing your therapy. It's good to be able to, especially when you're aware of your body and when you're aware of energy, then you'll be able to pick up. I don't know. No, I didn't pick that up with the young lady. She came no, you know what? I got in a mindset, Shivani, like, okay, this is a very big spa, and you get so many good ravings about it, so they must be good. We get that mindset. They gotta be good. And actually, just because it's a big building and because they have all these people, I found out it don't necessarily mean that the individual is fit for you. So she wasn't fit for me, whereas the person in the next room might come out and say, oh, it was so wonderful, because maybe they did fit, maybe it did connect. Another thing, guys, I want to talk about how our body, it gets so filled with toxins. What do massage do when them toxins that get in our bodies, how do that help us?
Well, it helps with circulation and blood flow. A lot of times when your muscles are tight and tense and they feel almost like a burning sensation sometimes, that's your body trying to heal itself. But there's So we as therapists, we come in and we try to facilitate that healing process. So sometimes you've had it before where you're like, I feel so tight and tense. Those are toxins. So I come in and whatever method I need. We've done cupping before. There's multiple tools that you can use to help release those toxins from your body and get your muscles to relax. So through different strokes and modalities, you're releasing toxins from the body, and that like I said, you can use the bathroom. You literally feel like sometimes the blood comes to the tissue, so you'll feel like it'll be flush, so that that the body is flushing itself. Also, when you're breaking down knots and adhesions, you feel like the body is at ease, and that's when you feel better because you are releasing it throughout your body. It's the same thing with exercise. You help facilitate releasing toxins from your body is by flushing out the system. Our lymphatic system can get backed up, from what we're eating, not sleeping, alcohol. All those things could be toxic for our body. And if we don't find creative ways to release that, that's when injuries happen. We start to get sick because our immune system is compromised. So flushing out your body is really important. And the massage is at the top of the list, but like we've discussed before, acupuncture, chiropractic work. Foam rolling is another self-massage thing that you can do after you work out, or something that you do in the morning. Also stretching, when you get out of bed, doing a quick little stretch series to kind of just release any, like when your neck is tight or your back feels a little tight. That's
Yeah.
helped out the system.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I remember when it was a time that I was dealing with what they call cold shoulder. And I found out that it came because I had because they said when somebody who have had diabetes for a long time, and they gave other different reasons why you would get that. I remember how painful it was. I couldn't raise my arm here. And this is why I was dealing with my Better Health, Better Me self. I had enough sense to know that, okay, I need to go and find out what is this. And I didn't go with the first thing that somebody told me. I think it was a cortisone shot. Well, my body didn't do well with the cortisone shot, and I didn't like the effects of it. I didn't like I don't like shots. Once that thing get in my body, I have no idea what that thing is doing. And so I wasn't happy with the guy that gave me the cortisone shot. And so I remember he was letting me know about, is it PPP? Some type of therapy. Yes, he was letting me know about the different therapies I can do in order to be able to deal with this situation here. But what I did, I went and talked to my son about it, because my son, everyone knows, Dwayne Wade Jr. And he's an athlete. He deals with sports, and he said, okay, Mom, yeah, I have had many issues where the tissue or something have been torn, or this and that has been going on. But he was letting me know, just make sure, he told me the truth. He said, it don't work all the time for everybody. And I love that. And then I took it to my primary doctor. While at the same time, Shivani is coming and she's making sure that I'm not in as much pain as I was in. And while I'm talking to these other people to see which direction I'm going to go in. And my primary doctor also was like, well, no, it don't work all the time this way. It don't work all the time. Maybe you might want to get you a chiropractor first, and then let's get the test. Let's find out what's going on first. And so what happened, I chose to deal with a chiropractor. And the chiropractor is the one who was able to, just like Shivani said, once you get that team together, that chiropractor was able to go and to feel the places, know this and that. And it just was so amazing to me how they do their craft. It's just amazing. So here I got my chiropractor, I got my massages, I got Shivani coming over. We have another one that we was using. What else was I getting?
Physical therapy. You were going to.
Yes, my physical therapist was working on my body all at the same time. And then they wound up sending me out an acupuncture. But because of me incorporating all the things that I needed to get to my Better Health, Better Me self, it really, to the point where I can raise this arm. And this was the arm, guys. It will not go this far. Tell him, Shivani, it will not go this far. I know some of you have heard her mention cupping. That was something new for me as well. And I didn't understand it, but because I trusted my team, I allowed it to happen, because it was bringing me back to my Better Health, Better Me self. What is the benefit of cupping? And first of all, what is cupping and what is the benefit of it?
Well, cupping is an ancient Chinese method of healing, and we now use it in massage. It used to be strictly done by acupuncturists, but after thorough training, I felt comfortable kind of adding it to my practice. And for your situation, we use cupping because it just wouldn't move. There would be no movement in your shoulder, lack of mobility. You couldn't stretch it. It was tight. It was tense. If you slept on it, you would be in great pain. So cupping for you, we were able to really loosen up the tissue. It's another form of like deep tissue. So it's bringing immediate blood flow to that area through suction. So you're extracting the tissue in the cup, causing immediate blood flow and circulation to that area. And then when you release it, you have those little circles all over your body. So that is kind of an indication on whether you have circulation in that area. And the darker the spot, the lack of circulation and blood flow. So that kind of tells a story about your body. So once we can identify the areas that are really, really like lacking circulation and blood flow, we can go in there with soft tissue work and stretching to help break down that tissue to get more mobility. And by you doing your exercises and being faithful to your massage and, you know, your acupuncture, we were able to rehabilitate you to where you're no longer in pain. And that is why we do all this, right? To help alleviate pain and stress. So I think another thing, as far as massage therapy is concerned, is when the beauty of it is like, okay, this is a little bit beyond my scope. So let's talk to your doctor to see if you can see a physical therapist, or you could see a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, so that we can all work together to help heal your body.
And that's what we call a team. And I like how you said that, because once you by the massage person knowing your anatomy and knowing the body and being able to connect with the energy, then they're able to tell whether there is something that's off.
Right.
And Shivani have said, well, you know what, maybe we need to see what the physical therapists say, and the physical therapist and my massagers, they talk together. You know, what did you feel? What did you see? You know, that's teams converse with each other. They find out about the individual, and then they come up with the right ingredients to be able to bring this person to their better health, better me self. So once again, if you're just coming in, my name is Mama Wade, and this is Check In with Mama Wade, Better Health, Better Me. And we're talking today with Shivani. I think she have a beautiful name. It didn't show because I had put up my stuff. But it's Giovanni, and Giovanni is giving us some great information about the massages and the benefits that are connected to it. With my program, though, it's not basic. It's not on a level where we're just hitting it and missing it. No, we go in deep, and I bring in people that are expert in their fields, where they're able to go in deep and really give you some great information that'll be able to help you along your way of getting to your better health, better me self. And I know a lot of you have heard her say, not along only with the massages, what about the diet that we have? What about the exercises? What are we doing to help them to be able to help us? Because we have a part to play as well. It's not about me just coming and laying my little butt on your table and expecting you to perform a miracle, and I'm not doing anything.
Right.
So it's all about teamwork. And guess what? You are a part of the team. So you have to do your part in order for them to be able to do their part successfully. I remember it was an article, it was years back, where it was shown that because this young lady was getting massages, and she got a great massage person that was able to connect with her in the therapy, the lady was able to, the massage masseuse was able to identify a knot, a lump. And the young lady was not even conscious of it, but she was able to identify that there was something wrong with her, and told her about it and sent her to a doctor, and actually saved the lady's life because it showed that it was cancer. And she had no idea that this thing had attacked her body. I'm just trying to show you all how important it is to be able to do it. She said, if it's just once a month, it's okay to treat yourself. It's okay to treat yourself. And a lot of times you can feel bad because maybe you need to, and I've seen the commercial on TV, and it just tickled me when the lady was like, yeah, women poop. You might need to poop. You know, or you just might need to use the bathroom.
Right.
And she did bring out how it do help the digestive system. One time, Giovanni, and I've seen, if you remember, you couldn't even finish your massage. I was like, I gotta go because
backed up. You were like, my stomach hurts. Like, I ain't been eating right. But it also brought you back to balance, right? Like,
yes.
Where that you hadn't been eating how you were supposed to. It was stressful, so it affected your gut. So by us moving things around, you had to excuse yourself, but you felt a lot better.
Did I? The release was, I mean, it just took it all from my mind. Because do you know when you backed up, gut health is very important. They call that the second brain. And so when you backed up, you be wondering why am I, your mind, you're fogged up, and you're just not agile. Sometimes you're frustrated real quick, and you just don't feel good. That's because you're not pooping. You need to get that up out of you. And so yes, when she came that day, I was like, backed up. I don't know if it's because of usually I eat right all the time, but I do have still a problem with my liver, and they're watching my kidneys. So a lot of times my food wasn't flowing up out of me the way it should have. And the problem with my liver came from my choices that I made before I became focused on my better self, my better health, my better me. And so my liver paid the price for the decisions and the choices that I did make. Somebody said pelvic floor therapy works for digestion too. It's the first time I heard of that, pelvic floor therapy. Okay, listen, let's talk about what type of people. When I was doing the research, it was talking about some people that should be careful, or they said it's not appropriate for them if people have like bleeding disorders or taking blood thinning medication. What?
Well, there's contraindications for massage. There's health conditions that if you're under a doctor's care where you're taking certain medications, or like I said, health conditions that don't, but it's just something that you can't do. There's also local contraindications. You could have a particular issue in one particular area that we have to avoid. If you just recently got PRP or certain, therapies in a localized area where I'm treating someone, I'm not touching her lower back. Like, we have to wait for the therapy to allow to do what it needs to do. So we work around the areas. I've just been working on her extremities and her neck because the body needs to adjust to the procedure that she's gotten. So that is definitely something your doctor will tell you if you are under a doctor's care, if it's a contraindication for you to receive or not to receive a massage.
Amen. Now that's some good information for you all to know. That's why it's important to always tell. Sometimes they have you to fill out a form. Do you have any health issues on there? And you'll write it on there. And if it's not a space if it's not showing what you're dealing with, maybe you should write it in or make it known that these are some of the issues that I have. And I want to name a few of the things where they said that it might not be appropriate. Once I did say bleeding disorders or taking these blood thinning medications. And I know a lot of people that takes blood thinning medication. Actually, a lot of people don't know that aspirin is a blood thinner. So you need to let them know that, because I remember my doctor had me on it. Burns or healing wounds, deep vein thrombosis. Did I pronounce that right? Thrombosis?
Also varicose veins.
Varicose veins, yes. Infections, broken bones, severe osteoporosis, and a very low platelet count. So them are areas where you need to discuss it with your doctor and ask them, part of your team, what do you think about me getting a massage on, and I have this condition, and they should be able to let you know, or you let your therapist know, well, I do have this condition here, and I do have that condition there. Now, I remember I got surgery on one of my legs. Well, it was a procedure done because I do suffer from, I did have varicosis real bad, to the point where my legs swelled up. And so I had to go in and have the procedure done on one of them. And I remember one time I did let Giovanni know, which she was able to see what was going on. And you were very delicate in that area. You didn't focus a long time down there because, I guess, of the condition. When a person has varicose veins, what is there a danger in them having massages on their
Well,
legs?
not a danger, but anytime you see that any veins are, broken or kind of swollen, we just kind of will glaze over the area just because we don't want to further make any, we don't want to cause any damage to the area from
Yeah.
a superficial level. So it's really being educated about varicose veins, spider veins. It's definitely a circulation issue. So if you're under a doctor's care, or we have that conversation when you're saying, I have pain in my legs because of varicose veins, then that's something that we want to just kind of stay away from, localize. You had the procedure in a safe time frame, but just as a precautionary, I just delicately went over the area to help with circulation, but I didn't do any deep work to break anything down in your hamstrings, just because I wanted the procedure to do what it needed to do.
Amen. I have another one of my favorite followers, Limitless 52, and she told me to ask you, do you have clients with RA, and what benefits have they expressed?
Rheumatoid arthritis?
Yes.
Yes. I have two that I'm currently treating, and arthritis helps them, massage has greatly benefited them because it's increasing the blood flow in their hands. Sometimes you have tightness and tenderness and tingling. So you definitely, we have a relationship. So depending on how they're feeling that day, you adjust your pressure, you work the joint areas where there's actually pain and the tendons. Sometimes you can do stretches, and I'll give them stretches to use at home when in between our sessions to kind of maintain that. Heat and ice are always, appropriate sometimes, depending on if they're not inflamed. I also recommend swimming for people that suffer from arthritis, just because it's easy on the joints. So that goes back to home care, and also taking accountability for yourself to make sure that you're helping not eliminate pain, but helping aid the pain. So yes.
Okay. I pray that she was able to answer you, Limitless 52, because we know got a lot of people out there that are actually dealing with arthritis, or they're dealing with the rheumatoid arthritis, which now becomes on another level for a lot of people, because I heard you said when it's flared up. And when I was doing my study, I found out that that's when they should, when the massages really wouldn't benefit them. They need to wait until it have calmed itself down. Amen. Amen. I pray you all are enjoying Giovanni here today. Like I said, she's a very busy lady, and she have took this special time out to come and be a part of my Better Health, Better Me show. And she's representing, as you see as well, because she wearing the Better Health, Better Me tee with my big head on it, my little lances. Matter of fact, I really, really almost look like me now with this little hairstyle. But she is an amazing, amazing individual. Shared with my son today that she was going to be a part of my show, and he just raves about her because she get clients that have these very stressful lifestyles, and when a person identify a therapist as being amazing, being awesome, they're not trying to give her kudos just because. No, they're speaking about somebody who's able to meet that need. And that's what massage therapists are supposed to be able to do, to be able to meet your need, whatever your need is. We have found out that our bodies get full of toxins. We have found out that we have many stressors. We have found out that because of the anatomy of our bodies, how important it is for us to be able to get a release. We have found out that it brings calmness. We have found out that it brings release to the body. We found out that it even it even relaxes our minds, especially if you're one of them busy people. You're working, you got children, you got this, you got that. You need your mind relaxed down. Yeah, you might can rub your head a little bit, but I'm trying to get you to just sacrifice for you. A lot of people won't sacrifice for themselves. Before I knew about massages, I thought only rich people was able to get them things. And I always desired to have one. And then I found out, oh, people like me can get it. And I found out it wasn't even expensive as sometimes we think it is. I seen somebody $100, $200. I'm like, oh, okay. And they have these little shops. And sometimes in them shops that you go in, I can't remember the name of them when Trujillo first took me to one. Sometimes you meet people in there that care. Like a Giovanni might be in that shop. Somebody like Giovanni might be in there who really care about the person that gets on their table. You know, so it's okay to save for yourself. You save for the kids, you save for your spouse, you save for all this electronic stuff, you pay the bills. Well, how about pulling a little bit of money out for yourself and saving it and setting you a date and say, hey, this is my day.
Right.
This is my day. I'm going in. I'm finna turn off the phone. Let the phone let the voicemail answer. Let them text you. You can check on all that a little later on. But today, my day, and nothing is going to come in the way of me getting to my better health, better me self. Because as Miss Giovanni is sharing with us today and showing us today how important it is to take your life serious. Take it very, very serious. Okay, my daughter, listen. How can a person find a massage therapist and what should they look for?
I think the best way to find a massage therapist is through referrals. So you ask around, you ask your friends, your coworkers, family members, is there a massage therapist that you recommend? You know, those usually are the best way to go about finding a good massage therapist. Yes. And then there's all these review sites. Yelp is a great way to find a local massage therapist in your area. And one thing that I look for is seeing how they repeat the same person. Like, oh, so-and-so is great. She, helped relieve stress. She is consistent. She's friendly. She listens. So going on Yelp in your local area and finding a place and kind of identifying the top, 3 therapists that people are constantly using, and even took the time out to, leave a review, that speaks volumes. So those are the 2 ways that I would go about finding a therapist, but the referral usually is your best bet. And, you talk, I know a lot of times when people get referred to me, I'll have a phone conversation with them first to find out what their needs are, to see if I'm a good match for them. And sometimes I'm not, because I specialize. So if it's someone who's just looking for just straight relaxation, I have a friend that I refer them to. I'm like, I'm a little bit more focused in the work that I do. So that's okay too. When people are like, I got your number, you have a conversation. And if it's not quite what you need, and ask them for a recommendation. Or it could be that at the moment they're not taking new clients and they'll have someone that, they can refer to that they trust.
That's correct. And I remember when I had all my sisters down here, I had my first empowerment retreat, and I wanted them to be able to experience, to get rid of because they were so stressful where they was at, and this Holy Spirit dropped on me that I needed to pull them here. And I knew what I was getting down here, and I wanted to share it with them. And I remember it's 3 of them. And I remember that I wanted them to get massages. Because I know the benefits of it. I know the release of it. It's a whole lot was trapped up in that, in what I did, guys, for the empowerment retreat. But I remember when I talked to Giovanni, actually, I was on the massage table, and I told her my vision, and I told her what I wanted to do for my sisters. And it just so happened Giovanni was going to be out of town that particular week that they were coming, that weekend that they were going to be here. But she referred me to somebody who she trusts. And because I trust her and know her, I said yes. And yes, Giovanni would tell you the cost. A lot of you don't want to ask, well, how much is it going to cost? Shivani will let you know, well, this is what this person charged. Then it's up to you to make the decision. Can you? You see, sometimes it's okay to pay a little extra, because a little extra sometimes might bring you that service that you need, you know. So, but anyway, my sisters, I can't speak for them. I didn't get on her table. I belong to Shivani, so I didn't get on her table. But my sisters, they came out of that room, and it was 30 minutes, Shivani. They had 30-minute massages, and they came out of that room, and it was like, I know my sister Diane was on. Diane, if you can share or chime in on the experience you had with, what was her name?
Heather.
With Heather in that room. Diane went a little bit over 30 minutes, but it was it was something going on, and Heather didn't charge me for it. Heather just took pleasure in releasing the toxins and all of the poison and everything, and seeing them come to a peace. I believe somebody cried on the table. I don't know. Oh, they went to sleep. It was something went down. She'll tell you, I go to sleep too. You hear me? Because I'm a snorer. You hear me? And she just let me go ahead and do that. So I'm sharing that story to share and let you know how referrals are, to me, one of the best. Because when my body was all locked up, and when I did share with Rhonda, and I was like, she was like, what's the matter, Miss Wade? She saw it all over my face. She saw it all over me. And I was telling her what was happening with me. And she was like, I'm going to see if I can get Giovanni over there, because they had sent me somebody before. And the young lady before, you got some people that, they're in that field, but they don't want to touch you really, And so I didn't get a full massage. I felt like, I was tightening up even more, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I felt like I was losing my mind. And that's when she said, I'm going to tell Shivani about you. And that's when we first met, because Rhonda referred me to Shivani because I spoke out. I spoke up. And she did let you know, go on. You say Yelp? Is it Yelp? Y-E-L-P?
Yeah. Yelp.
And when you see the person name more than one time, that is a good sign.
Absolutely.
Or you have some people that say, go in and ask for Margaret. Let's say her name is Margaret. Ask for Margaret. Or ask for Dawn. It might be a male massages and masseuse in there. So ask for Dawn or ask for Martha. And that's what you do. And they say, well, they're booked up. Well, okay, can you tell me when they're free?
Absolutely. They're booked. That's a good thing. That's somebody.
Yeah. Yes. Instead of settling.
Right.
Instead of settling, can you tell me when they are free? Because this person that you trust referred them to you. So they're letting you know that they did what they were supposed to do in their case with their body and what they were going through. And like Shivani said, they listened to the individual. They listened not only to the individual, but to the individual's body.
Absolutely.
Because your body speaks. That's that energy.
Absolutely.
Daughter, could you tell we're getting ready to go off now, but could you share any last words with our audience that we had on here today?
Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share space with you. When we first met and where you are now is such a beautiful sight to see. I'm so grateful to see you go through your process of getting back to yourself, and through your eating and your exercise and you sharing that information. And there's so much power in that, and allowing all of us to just be a part of that has been such a amazing experience to watch you on your journey. And I'm just grateful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey guys, listen, this is I call her daughter, precious friend. This is Shivani. So I pray that whatever she shared today, I pray that it have really helped somebody to be able to now build out their better health, better me journey. Thank you so much, Shivani, for taking up this time to be with your mama on here. And this is Tuesday, so we don't have to say anymore.
Later.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. That was my guest, Shivani. Wonderful, wonderful individual. I really do pray that the information you got today was life saving for somebody. I pray that it did bring empowerment to somebody. Mama Betty said, "Thank you so much, Pastor Wade. This has been very informative. God bless you." Bless you, Mama Wade. Bless you, Mama Betty, as well. Listen, you guys come back tomorrow. You know I'll be here at 10 a.m. at the right time, and I'm going to have on my beautiful son, my only son, Dwayne Wade, is going to come on the show tomorrow, and he's going to bring empowerment. So we will be talking about various different topics that will still be great for the Better Health, Better Me mind. He's definitely into health and fitness. We're going to talk about striving toward to success, striving for your dream, the things you have to do, the work you have to put in. We're going to have a lot of conversations tomorrow with my son, Dwayne Wade. It's the last Better Health, Better Me in the month of July. So I always like to go with a bang. You know, last week on my show, I've had his father, Dwayne Wade Sr., where he came and he talked about the pancreatic cancer, which he had experienced. And guys know recently I just had his Chef Rich, on the show to talk about our dietary needs and the areas, and actually gave some very good pointers on different things that we didn't know anything about. So what I try to do is to bring you people that can really help and make you aware of what's going on. I'm sharing myself and my world with you. I'm sharing people with you that will be able to help you. This is my new ministry call. This is what I have been called to. Better health, better me. The mind, the soul, the body, and the spirit. Actually, the mind is connected with the soul. So I'm connected to all three of our person, the whole person, because you matter and you're very, very important. Remember, if you want to send me a message, or you think you have something very powerful that you can share with the program, doctors, nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists, people who deal with mental health, people, anything. Let's talk about rape. I'm just watching this picture about the effects of rape on an individual. I even want to have a program about drug addiction because, that's the area I came from. What about alcoholism? I want to bring you all so much information, things that would be able to help you to understand, first of all, yourself, and to understand the person that might be as being affected by whatever they're being affected by, but to bring you something that would be able to help you to be able to get to your next level. We all want to get to our next level. I'm even going to have someone in here to talk about our hearts, to talk about our thyroids, to talk about all these different things that we have going on. I pray that I have been bringing you some positive topics, some things that have been empowering you, the warnings that I brought out. I pray that you all took that in perspective and not just come and get the information and walk away from it, but the power comes when we use it. That's when the power comes. That's wisdom, when you're able to use it. And also, if you're on Facebook and you follow me there, share. I have many people that come. I go back and I watch and look at comments, and sometimes I see the same 7 people sharing. So why don't you share? Why don't you share the information that you get on your page, which I call it a block, to somebody else so that they can be able to hear it? Because you have so many people going through so many things. It might not be for you, but it might be for somebody on your page, which is your neighborhood, your block that you control. So just share it. Also, you have the opportunity to go and to watch this show again. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. It's Check In with Mama Wade. And I'm asking you to subscribe. I have got on there and I see now I have 118 people that have went on and have subscribed. And I thank you all that have done this. But share with somebody else. Let them know to go on there. Get some views, get some watches. I go on there and I say, wow, somebody not sharing the information, not telling the people that they need to watch this because they're life-saving information. Okay, listen, it's that time. Mama Wade is getting ready to check out, but I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for coming and being a part of my program. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm excited about my son going to be on, and we're going to have some deep conversations. God bless you, and you have an amazing day. Mama Wade, check it out.